Longevity. Everyone's talking about it. How to slow down aging, live longer, and feel younger. In the meantime, you watching this video and I, sitting here narrating it, are getting older. But bear with me, because by the end of it, you'll know a lot about Switzerland's role in the quest to turn back time and extend health span. In 2025, we have longevity startups raising billions, biohackers tracking every molecule in their bodies, and scientists pushing the limits of what aging really means and how to control it. But long before all of this, people looked to nature for the answer, and no place embodied this more than Switzerland. A century ago, fresh Alpine air, pristine spring water, and breathtaking mountain views were considered the ultimate anti-aging formula. So, with everything we know today, is there still a fountain of youth hidden in Switzerland? Let's find out. Thousand years ago already, the Romans praised the Swiss thermal springs, to which many places owe their name. Thanks to minerally enriched sources, Switzerland developed a renowned network of thermal baths, attracting guests from well beyond its borders. In the Middle Ages, Pope Leo X promised full absolution to anyone traveling to the blessed sources of Mauritius, what would be what we now call St. Moritz, a fancy ski resort in southeastern Switzerland that last year hosted a longevity conference which I attended, but I'll get back to that later. After the Pope, the great Swiss practitioner of natural remedies, Paracelsus, also praised the Mauritius sources. In 1535, he studied the curative properties of the iron-rich soda water sources while residing in the small Alpine village. If you visit St. Moritz, you can get a taste of it at the Forum Paracelsus, a small museum which hosts the Mauritius spring which dates back to the Bronze Age. Switzerland's history as the place to be for wellness then started well before the world-renowned sanatoriums, basically health retreats, were bustling with patients from across Europe and beyond who could recover from illnesses like tuberculosis while knitting a scarf, lying in a bed on a sunny terrace and gazing at the Alps. The healing bath tradition sparked by naturally warm water spread throughout the country, even reaching locations that didn't have any thermal sources. Swiss villages put themselves on the wellness destination map by offering baths combined with local products such as whey or salt. That's what happened in Rheinfelden, a small village on the shores of the River Rhine south of Basel, where a big salt reservoir was found 150 years ago. That determined the success of the Grand Hôtel des Salines, which attracted international clientele with brine baths. Today, it has been converted into a clinic. I went there to find out more about its past glory.
Es wurde etwa 1870, 1880 eröffnet und war eines der berühmtesten, luxuriösesten Hotels in Europa. Es gab einen direkten Zug von Paris nach Rheinfelden, ohne Halt in Basel. Also das war wirklich weltberühmt eigentlich. Wir hatten hier russische Prinzessinnen, wir hatten französische Adelige, wir hatten Leute aus England, einfach so die High Society der damaligen Zeit. Und da war eigentlich der Kuraufenthalt hier im Norden der Schweiz war total en vogue. Das war die Leute, die sich das leisten konnten, halt hierher zu kommen, mit der ganzen Familie 3 bis 4 Wochen hier zu bleiben und hier gesund zu werden oder eben sich auch zu unterhalten.
So it wasn't just the devotees or the sick who came to Switzerland to heal. If you were wealthy enough, a Swiss getaway meant hitting reset, physically and mentally. Elizabeth, the Empress of Austria, known as Sissi by her family, is said to have experienced a spa treatment during her time in the Bernese Alps. But with borders closing during the First World War, many Swiss health resorts saw their business decline. Society's habits changed, and in the second half of the 20th century, the swimsuit-clothed guests were rather middle-class older people who visited the thermal baths to find relief for joint pains and backaches. Up until the 70s, Swiss thermal waters were in fact advertised as a rejuvenating cure. A bit like the longevity treatments offered today at longevity clinics. That's what I found while browsing through the archives of the Swiss Association of Thermal Baths and Health Resorts.
Vor einigen Jahrzehnten war es sehr viel einfacher, in der Werbung Dinge zu versprechen, die nicht so klar messbar sind. Also man konnte ein Medikament bewerben und sagen, das heilt das und das und das. Und das ist heute sehr viel schwieriger, weil die Werbung ist sehr stark reglementiert. Und darum sehen wir davon ab, eben solche klaren Aussagen zu machen, weil die Wirkung ist für jeden Menschen anders. Eben früher war alles medizinischer, heute sind die Motive sehr viel unterschiedlicher. Und darum ist auch, sagt die Werbung, wäre nicht mehr zeitgemäß.
But people weren't coming to Switzerland just for its healing natural remedies and hot springs. The high level of privacy that the country could offer to foreign wealthy business executives and celebrities and the advanced medical treatments available made it a praised health tourism destination. What do Charlie Chaplin, Greta Garbo, and Winston Churchill have in common? They all came for a youth cure at the Montreux-based Clinique La Prairie on the shores of Lake Geneva, which in the 30s already started offering rejuvenating treatments, injecting sheep fetal cells into patients that were flocking there from all over the globe.
Comme je l'ai déjà dit, on ne connaissait rien de ces mécanismes il y a encore 20 ou 30 ans. Nous avons alors commencé des recherches à notre institut pour découvrir comment les cellules fraîches de la clinique La Prairie pouvaient agir sur les cellules vieillies.
The founder of this cellular therapy, Dr. Nians, is said to have cured Pope Pius XII in 1953, giving a boost to the clinic's global reputation.
为什么活性细胞很重要是吧？根据那个我们原来的国内的身体的机能的提高啊，还有那个一个人的年轻化还是很有效果。瑞士应该是这方面的做得最好的。
Today, still, around 45 guests arrive every week at Clinique La Prairie for their week-long longevity programs that include everything from stem cell facials, 5-star plant-based meals designed to reduce inflammation, a suite of age-defying supplements, and personal coaches trained in brain health and mobility. Some 90% of guests come from abroad. New knowledge about the science of aging and new technologies to measure aging have unlocked new opportunities for wellness resorts and clinics in Switzerland. As people's interest in their health span increased, fueled by popular documentaries and social media influencers, longevity clinics that promise to help people live longer, healthier lives are popping up all over the country. There are 3 clinics entirely dedicated to longevity in Zurich alone. 2 were set up in the last year. Some promise to slow aging altogether. I visited one of these longevity clinics in the bustling city center of Zurich, far away from water sources and high-altitude air. It offers high-tech diagnostic tests that can measure every inch of your body to identify risks for diseases and estimate how fast or slow you're aging. They offer treatments with sophisticated machines like freezing cold chambers to accelerate regeneration, reduce inflammation, and strengthen immunity, red light therapy for youthful skin, and infusions of vitamins, among others.
The concept of staying healthy is not new, but with the research that is developed now, we really understand which parameters are key to your health. And for us, and this is something I really want to point out, for us longevity does not mean live until you're 200 years old, but for us longevity means the extension of your health span. So we want our customers to be as healthy as possible, as long as possible. So, and this is our goal. And now with the research of the last 20, 30, whatever years, we really know which factors are super important for being healthy on the long term. And we also learned on how to really tackle these factors in an individualized way.
Unlike the wellness retreats of post-Second World War, where middle-class guests could save up for a therapeutic escape, today's longevity movement, with its sophisticated and advanced technology, comes with a higher price tag, as a single consultation can set you back thousands. At the Küsnacht practice, based on Lake Zurich, you can experience their longevity program starting at 117,300 francs a week, which includes a fully staffed villa, a specially trained chef, and a comprehensive set of medical tests and treatments to tackle the root causes of aging. Clinique La Prairie charges 48,250 francs for 5-star accommodation in their revitalization program, which brings cutting-edge science and innovation together to help, according to them, people aspire to longer, healthier, and more vibrant lives. These resorts attract people from all over the world, including a large number of wealthy families and business executives from the Middle East. At the Ayun Day Clinic, which caters to busy city dwellers, you can book single treatments for under 100 francs, but the diagnostics packages range from 3,000 francs to about 7,000 francs. The growing interest in longevity treatments has inspired many people in Switzerland and elsewhere to tap the market to make a quick buck, sometimes using more marketing spin than medical science.
At the moment also there's certain locations that are called clinics that are not even medical centers. They don't have medical license, but they are still called longevity clinics. And I think this is something that could be confusing for clients that are looking for support.
While the scientific proof that many so-called longevity treatments actually extend lifespan is still developing, this hasn't stopped clinics from offering the next sophisticated age-defying hack. Many of the older medical spas and health resorts have also transformed into longevity retreats, offering the latest technology for restoration and rejuvenation. That's the case of the Grand Resort Bad Ragaz, for example, which I visited at the end of January on an appropriately wet day, given our interest in its healing water. The hotel was built in 1869 near the Tamina source, whose 36.5 degrees Celsius waters are minerally enriched. This is where the first thermal water indoor pool in all of Europe was inaugurated in 1872. Throughout the years, the resort's offer evolved to satisfy its clients' expectations. It went from having a clear separation between the wellness and medical parts of the resort to today offering a holistic approach to staying healthy longer.
Letzten Endes bedienen wir ja das, was der Anspruch der Gäste ist. Ja, die haben einen Wunsch und wir müssen gucken, dass wir es seriös lösen können. Ja, also das ist eben halt wichtig. Natürlich gibt es mal irgendetwas, wo wir sagen, ja, es ist effizient basiert und es ist eher orientiert. Okay, es funktioniert, aber es schadet keinem. Dann ist es okay, wenn das der Anspruch der Gäste ist, ich möchte das jetzt gerne machen. Dann tun wir das auch, das ist nicht die Frage.
Today, the landscape is changing. People no longer need to travel to the Swiss thermal baths to rejuvenate. More than boasting a healing water source, being a longevity destination is now also about being a source of knowledge. People from scientific experts to social media influencers and health enthusiasts are seeking out places where they can learn about scientific breakthroughs, be inspired to live healthier, and connect with communities of like-minded longevity seekers. Countries such as the US, Saudi Arabia, and China are investing heavily in becoming longevity leaders by supporting local scientists and hosting conferences and seminars, bringing together longevity enthusiasts and global experts to exchange on the latest science and trends. The Hevolution Foundation, set up in 2021 by the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, is investing $1 billion a year to advance aging research. US tech entrepreneurs like Jeff Bezos are injecting millions in startups trying to rejuvenate cells and reverse aging. Switzerland already has well-known research institutes, a dynamic biotech sector, and a growing base of longevity investors, which attracts experts from around the world. Since 2020, investors interested in longevity have been gathering annually in Gstaad, an Alpine resort in Canton Bern, and also a holiday destination for royalty and celebrities, to find out about new longevity biotechs and discoveries in aging science. Last summer, Moritz, which, as I said earlier, was known for its blessed thermal water sources, hosted the first edition of the Health and Longevity Forum. It gathered global experts on topics from meditation and nutrition to cellular reprogramming. Its main partner was the Health Ministry of Saudi Arabia.
I am here as a delegate. We came here, His Excellency gave us the chance to come. Some of our colleagues will be a speaker, some of us here to listen and networking with other people, exchanging information and knowledge. We do have collaboration with several countries, and Switzerland sure is one of them.
The science of aging is moving quickly. There is more knowledge about why we age and how to live longer, healthier lives. But scientists are still chasing the magic pill. The average life expectancy in Europe and worldwide hasn't changed much in the past decade.
We are trying to really change the future of longevity and the future of healthy longevity. And it's not something that we can achieve if we think in silos. I think it's something that we can achieve and we can dramatically impact only if we take a lot of decisions collectively together. From the policymakers, to the scientists, to the media, to a lot of different things that need to happen simultaneously in order to change the future.
So do the blessed and healing water sources in Switzerland still matter in today's pursuit of eternal youth? Thermal resorts converting to longevity clinics haven't completely ditched them, but they aren't enough on their own. Guests or clients or patients come with their own wishes and expectations, trusting the experts to fulfill them. Today, it is Switzerland's reputation as a country at the forefront of medical innovation and technology that has endured.
Es gibt zwei Dinge, weswegen die Leute in die Schweiz kommen. Ich glaube, es sind zwei Dinge, die heutzutage sehr wichtig geworden sind. Das ist Tradition und Innovation. Ja? Die Tradition in der Schweiz ist extrem traditionell. Und hier an so einem Ort wie hier ist traditionell eben das Wasser, die Geschichte des Wassers und dass das Wasser hier einfach eine ganz besondere Bedeutung hat. Die Schweiz ist ein ruhiger Ort. Ja, es ist wirklich calm hier. Also die Leute, die können hier einmal runterkommen. Aber die Innovation, die es in der Medizin gibt, verbindet eigentlich etwas, was eben halt wirklich, nochmal gesagt, Innovation und Tradition miteinander verbindet. Und das ist, glaube ich, der Grund, weswegen die Leute in die Schweiz kommen.
While the romance of the thermal waters has faded, Switzerland still carries the torch of longevity, but now through science and technology. I started my research wanting to find out whether Switzerland had a fountain of youth with all the hype around rejuvenation that has played a role in attracting visitors from abroad to its idyllic sceneries. Turns out that in the literal sense, there is actually a fountain of youth in Switzerland. That's the name of this small gorge behind me, located a couple of hours south of the country's capital, Bern. If I jump in, will I emerge younger like in the famous painting? Of course not. Switzerland's wellness history has transformed from mineral baths to medical innovation. While no single fountain of youth exists, the country remains a key player in longevity research and high-end health tourism. Whether through tradition, innovation, or a mix of both, the quest for eternal youth continues. But here's the real question. Are we chasing longevity or are we chasing something more elusive? The promise of youth may not come in a bottle or a spa pool, but Switzerland's journey reminds us that the quest for it never really goes out of style.